Okay, today we will get ready for the Land of Plenty performance task. This task is about land surveying. Do you know what a land survey is? And feel free to write your answers down in the chat box. For those who are watching the recording, you can't see what they're chatting into the chat box. And that's for privacy reasons. So just bear with me if they answer something, but then I will try and repeat it. So do you know what a land survey is? Do you know what a land surveyor does? Well, as we go through this performance task, please be sure to listen and look for the following words or terms. We want to make sure you guys understand what a land surveyor does, what land surveying is, what a property tax is, and what sod is. Okay? All right. So, I've already asked this question, but a land surveyor uses special tools to measure the size of a piece of land. He or she does some math calculations after taking the measurements and then creates a scale drawing of the property with the dimensions and area marked. This process is called land surveying. Okay. One reason you would want to know how much land you have is for tax purposes. Landowners pay property taxes based on how much land they own. If the land is used for agricultural purposes, say such as farming, it may be taxed at a lower rate. Another reason you would want to know how much land you have is to know what you could build or fit on the land. If you had a really large piece of land, what would you build on it? If you guys had a really large piece of land, what would you guys build on it? Oh, very cool, Miles. Yeah, so your dad knows exactly what we're talking about here. Riley would build a horse ranch, excuse me. That's great. Anybody else? If you guys had a large piece of land, what would you build on it? I know I would build a shop to put some of my lawnmowers and things in. Some of you guys might want to build them. I've seen people build motorcycle tracks. Let's see, what else have I seen? I've seen people put golf, like a putting green or is it something like that? That's all right, Tyrell. It's good to have you here. Oh, a rodeo ground? That would be perfect. Yes, I've seen people do that too. Put in an arena. So before you build those things, you have to make sure that you own that land, right? And so that's what a land surveyor does. He comes out and he looks at your property and says, well, this is what we have on file, that your property is here. And he shows you exactly the dimensions of your property, where it is. Yeah, Miles, exactly. Money, money, money. Takes money to get that stuff. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Okay, so if you were to build a swimming pool on your land, what are some of the things you would need to consider before building? So if you guys were to consider building a swimming pool on your land, what would you need to think of? Okay, Miles, fantastic. You gotta look for lines that are buried underneath the property. Absolutely. Exactly, Riley. How much will this cost? Building the swimming pool is one thing, but maintaining and cleaning that swimming pool is a whole other can of worms, right? Yep, size, maintenance, costs. Very good, Kate. So size-wise, we need to make sure we have the property to build a swimming pool. Okay. Excellent. Very good. What would you build around the pool? Would you put a deck around the pool? Would you pour some a nice cement pad around the pool. All of this stuff is going back to, one student said, money, money, money. Money, money, money. Always funny. Oh, sorry, that was an email coming in. In a rich man's world. Okay, moving on. Yeah, are you very good, Tyrell? Tyrell says maybe the soil condition. You know, where I live on lava rock. So we have to be careful how far can I dig down into the ground, you know? Excellent. Yeah, very good, Gabriel. Yeah, so like my neighbor, he had to blast out some lava rock or chip out some lava rock to put a basement in. Luckily, we didn't have to do that, but we did have to build up a little bit as far as our foundation goes to put a basement in. So, yeah, what are you building on? Are you building by the river so that you're, a lot of gravel, water will seep into the swimming pool. If it floods, will it ruin the swimming pool? A lot of things to consider. Okay, let's move on. I could talk forever, so I do apologize. If you were to build a soccer field, you would need to make sure the land is covered in grass in the area you would like to build. If there is no grass when someone is building a soccer field, sometimes they will install sod. Okay. So do you guys know what sod is? Yes. It's not fake. It's real grass, actually. But that's what sod is. Here's a picture of sod right here. It's real grass. It has been planted in a field, and they have dug it up with a special with some machinery, and it rolls it up, okay, and they put it on a pallet, and they bring it to your house. You might have seen some at Home Depot. Have you guys ever seen sod at Home Depot before, or Lowe's? And so you roll it, you take it off the pallet piece by piece, roll it out onto your lawn, okay? And then you just start watering it. It's instant grass. It takes a lot of water at first to acclimate or adapt to your soil conditions of your property, but that's what sod is. It is real grass. It's really quite neat to see the process of them harvesting sod. I've seen it done before, and to see the equipment used to do that. If you YouTube it, maybe say, how do you harvest sod? That's kind of neat to see. But it's expensive, okay? Actually, Miles, it's quite hardy. I've seen it sit for a little while, not too long, but you need to get it out. But yeah, right, in the summer, you got to get water on those, that's for sure. Okay, the image shows sod being rolled onto a yard. Sod is a piece of earth with grass and roots growing in it. People put sod on a field or lawn so they do not have to wait for the grass to grow, or if grass is unable to grow on that area. Okay. Are there any questions at this time? Well, guess what, guys? We have just completed the land survey classroom activity, the Land of Plenty classroom activity. Yeah, that was it. Exactly. What they want you to do is to be prepared with vocabulary words. So when you get into the performance task, you're focusing on the problem itself and not the vocabulary. So again, the vocabulary was land surveyor, land survey, property tax, and sod. Okay? All right, we are done, folks.